Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Advancement Center. Welcome to the world of magic and miracles, the industry of magic and miracles, and hypersonic magic. These are all gifts that belong to each one of us to use at our discretion. They are magnificent, each one in their own way. What they produce and give you the opportunity to see about your life, your expanded beingness, the grandness of you. Because when you step the world of magic and miracles, you step out of the world of logic and reasoning. You step into that childhood feeling of just being outside playing. You step out of the world of doing, working, striving. It's a magical place, and it exists within each one of us, as well as outside of each one of us. And from that comes the industry of that feeling, an industry that will thrive just from that feeling of being childlike and having magic at your fingertips. It's an industry that solves and delivers a solution to everything. And it's an industry that will support humanity in every way that it needs supporting. So as we say those words each week, welcome to the world of magic and miracles, we're welcoming you into a world that takes you outside of this physical experience and into your full expanded spirit. And when we say welcome to the industry of of magic and miracles, we're welcoming you into something that is being built to house that knowing and that feeling, and to be utilized by everyone in their own way. And when we say welcome to hypersonic magic, you can feel the burst of energy, the burst of power. It is the fuel that propels those other two. And it is the tool that we're able to use, and you are able to use, to change everything in a flash. So cheers to magic and miracles, to the industry of magic and miracles, and to hypersonic magic, and to each one of us. There's a feeling that I'm experiencing as I continue to move forward of floating in this new flow that's in the new world that's right here. And within that flow, there is that feeling of being taken outside of everything that you focus on as a human. And it's a great feeling to feel yourself float above, start to lift above everything in this physical plane, even as you maintain this aspect of yourself, whether it's sitting in a chair or out for a walk, wherever you are listening to this, you're maintaining that physical aspect, but you also are taken far outside of this one aspect of yourself. And to feel the expandedness of you, the fullness of you, the grandeur. To know that you were there in Lemuria and Atlantis. You were there in Jerusalem. You were there in Camelot. You were there before all those places. An essence of you that's always been, that's changed forms, been a tree, been a bird, been a rose, all changing and growing and expanding, and now in a physical body here on earth in 2024. That essence that has never been born and that can never die has come here to take on this form, to do whatever it was destined to do, experience life, give everyone a leg up over the fence. There's 8 billion essences, and each one of us came to do something completely unique. Just as I said, the facets of a diamond produce each uniquely a different reflection. So I saw myself slipping through a door into a place where I can manipulate matter or change the direction of things. It's like our influence is growing. Our awareness of consciously being able to slip in behind the scenes and change what needs changing to balance and harmonize everything. But it was like I've done it so many times before. And I'm just remembering and knowing and coming to the place where I will do it automatically with full consciousness and awareness and knowing that I am capable of doing that. It's ancient. And it's natural. So be aware of what may be coming for you to show you what you're capable of and what you destined for yourself to do here in this incarnation, for your essence is far greater than what you see in the mirror. It is ancient. It is powerful. It is love. And it is in you now. So once again, I'll share a few things that I have written. The incredible knowing of you, a message of practicality. Responsibility is related to expectation. We are already responsible beings, for within us is the same wisdom, kindness, and caring as the Creator. You are made up of the same things, and you carry the same vibratory frequency within your being. Therefore, responsibility is already in you. But those who have wanted to keep you from remembering who you are have used that word as a hammer. They created a false standard and an expectation for something that you already are and do. Freedom is another one of those qualities that you already are and something that you already have, but it has been turned into something to expect, something to look forward to. There are many more of these that I could show through examples, but I think you get the picture. Responsibility is either given to you from someone else's standards and expectations or put on yourself by your own standards and expectations, many of which are not your own, but have come from the programs that were established and delivered to humanity many years ago. The delivery of the hammer of responsibility is most times followed by the death blow called guilt. This weapon paralyzes you in your tracks and keeps you from moving beyond the complete judgment and conviction of yourself, moving you further and further from the world of your Creator. As a kid, you did not know that you were or were not responsible, and the adults around decided to give you a pass before they dropped the boom of the human standard of responsibility on you. But even when they thought that you weren't responsible, you were responsible. You were responsible to yourself. But the program was created to make you become responsible to everyone else. Once installed, the rest of the world would get in line to demand this standard. This is one of the greatest tools used upon us to keep us from moving into or staying in the new flow within the new world, where we can grow in the knowing of who we are and see the power that is within us. There is great practicality in what I am delivering. For example, my car broke down and needed some costly repairs. From the new world and the new flow, I could stand outside of any reaction or thought forms that would cause worry, fear, lack of responsibility, or guilt. But the old world quickly tried to come in and give scenarios as to what I would or would not be able to do. It wanted me to operate from a place of responsibility, fear, and worry about how I could manage to do what I have been doing with an additional financial burden. It tried to take me into the past where there could be blame, and it tried to take me into the future where there would be fear of what might be coming. The fear of the future is always rooted in uncertainty. When we are just going about our life, there is a level of uncertainty about the future, but that doesn't stop us. But when we have an event that brings uncertainty right to our door, the future can become littered with fear and worry. Add in a dash of guilt, and we are paralyzed right where we stand. But we are here to lead from the future, not be carried into paralysis by its coming. And as those thoughts were coming into me, I could feel the heaviness of them compared to the lightness that I felt being in the new flow of the new world. And just like that, I was quickly back into the new world. This happened in seconds. Just by hearing and seeing the thoughts from the old and seeing that they are not the truth, I was catapulted back into the new world. If you are unable to see or hear those thoughts as part of the old world, it's okay. You will usually begin to feel that something is off within your field. And when you feel that, that will be you making a choice to say, no, thank you, piss off. I live in the new flow of the new world. And even if at this moment I don't know how this uncertainty will be resolved, I know that I am being looked after. Therefore, I know that it will. It may be completely different to what you can imagine, but it will be resolved. And in fact, it already is. So this moment does require an action from you because you have free will. No one can take the action for you because the only thing that must be assumed and respected is that you are choosing to be paralyzed. You can say to another that you can see that they are paralyzed and to take your hand and you will assist them by pulling them out. But the taking of your hand, the agreeing with your message, or your transmission of light can only be taken in by their choice. It just requires that simple but difficult act of remaining open and being willing to take one step to the left, or one step to the right, or one step forward, or one step backwards, away from the thoughts of the old flow within the old world that have been made to feel so real. This is just one example, and I'm sure that you can think of a million more. But the most important thing is that you see that there is a way out and that you feel yourself in the new flow of the new world so that you can feel the difference quicker and quicker and choose without hesitation the new world. And then you can enjoy getting to know the majestic, magnificent being that goes by your name as you assist others to that same incredible knowing. Cheers to us all. Let us celebrate, for we are on our way. The end of the program of proof. The world and those associated with their systems and standards of operation would always ask if you can prove what you know. The answer is, and always will be, no. For there can be no proof for what exists within the world of spirit. They would want to use standards of measurement, scientific methods, carbon dating, and even lie detectors to determine the veracity of what you are claiming. Those who operate predominantly from their logical left brain will be used by those that want to deny the power of the spirit, while behind the scenes, knowing that it is the only power and that in controlling its expression, they have access to using that power that exists within everyone for themselves. The ones that have been elevated to be put out in front, leading the proof construct, produce and transmit the structure of proving, even as they have forgotten many of their own personal experiences that are beyond proof. Experiences like having a conversation with a deceased loved one and feeling them coming into your presence, knowing who's on the other end of the phone without seeing who's actually calling, feeling yourself or knowing someone who has been healed from a devastating diagnosis, having taken some medication only to find out that it was just a placebo. There are thousands of these things like this that happen throughout 1 year of your lifetime and more. And there are 8 billion people on the planet having those thousands of moments that no proof exists for. I always think of the question to ask these people who want to discount the reality of the world of spirit and the world that cannot be proven. If you are a parent, or if you own a pet, or even if you think of your parents, no matter if they are still here or passed away, do you love them? Do you love your son or daughter or mother or father or your pet? And the answer would be yes, of course. And then I would say, prove it. And if they didn't get the clarity of that analogy, they might try to prove it by saying, well, I provide for them with food, clothing, and shelter. I hug and kiss them. And my whole life revolves around making sure that they have what they need. They are the first thing I think of when I wake up and the last thing I think of when I go to bed at night. Then I would say, none of that meets the standard of proof according to the standards that you use when you ask me, are we eternal? Are we part of the Creator? That one energy that is sometimes called God or Source that has created everyone and everything. And when my answer is yes, you would say, prove it. And I would say, they are the first thing I think of when I wake in the morning and the last thing I think of when I go to bed at night. I think of my Creator every second of every day, and I feel their presence always. And then you would say, but you have no proof. And I would say, and neither do you. You just know. And so do I. No one else has to know what you know. It's nice if your wife knows that you love your son, but there'll be many moments when she doesn't think you do, and you'll have no way to prove it. So the only thing that will matter is that you know it for yourself. And then with that knowing, you can enter into a realm that is beyond proof. I call it the realm of spirit, where your knowing is intuitive and filled with magic. It has no logical reference or standards of computation. Those that can see the love that you have for your child or parents or pets will receive your transmission of love for your child, parent, or pet. And those that cannot will not be able to see your love no matter what you do until there comes a time in their life when they are open to something different. It may not be until after they have had a child or pet of their own that they may know that love cannot be measured and cannot be proven. But until then, they cannot receive what you know. And to try to prove it is a fool's errand because it is impossible. Therefore, you must let people find their way to the knowing that is irrefutable within themselves. Not a belief, not faith, but knowing. A knowing that stands far above the level of proof, a knowing that is impenetrable, unmovable, unwavering, and without any need to defend. So now we surpass that construct of proof, that construct that was put in place to cause you to doubt your experience, to doubt what you know, and to make you feel inferior to those that could use it as a tool to continue the hierarchical system through education, science, logic, and research. These are the PhDs and the astrophysicists and the neuroscientists that look down on the world of spirit because it can't be proven in a lab or with mathematics. These people make you hide your light and hide your experience of magic and miracles and a connection with your Creator in a closet to avoid getting laughed at, embarrassed, or worse. But that is changing today. And as we become more courageous in our expression of the spirit world, so will everyone else. including those scientists. Most of what we all have in common cannot be explained. How we see and know things beyond the 5 human senses, how our bodies work at a level that baffles science, even though they know far more than they used to know. In the Bible, Moses was told by God to go and set his people free. Moses said, "But how can I do that?" He was looking at himself, not God. Then God said, "Tell them that the God of their fathers has sent you." And Moses, still needing proof, said, "When they ask me, 'What is your name?' what should I tell them?" And God said, "I am that I am. Tell them that I am sent you." And Moses shuddered under the power of his answer, and no further proof was needed. It is the same with us. I know what I know, and no further proof is required. So stand tall in the face of every query and hold fast to what you know. We are rewriting the software for the new operating system, for the new flow in the new world, for the new civilization. And we are removing the old software of the old flow from the old world and all its associated programs that the construct and reality of us not knowing who we are and the power that is within us ran on. We have been in prove it mode all our lives, but today we are simply saying, "I know." And now watch as that knowing grows as the deterrent to its growth, proof, gets taken offline. And all the nutrients are free once again to fertilize your flower and allow you to bloom into the magnificent flower that you are. Knowing your full gifts, abilities, and capabilities without that doubt that comes when prove it is around. So let us celebrate this day just as we have celebrated every day as we move one step and one day closer to the new humanity living in the new flow in the new world. It is already here, even as it is still coming for most of humanity, for we are speaking from there. And we will continue to show the way to the greatest golden age that this planet has ever known. Congratulations and cheers to us all. I can show you the world, shining, shimmering, splendid. It's right here, it's your choice. You have to let your heart decide. I can open your eyes, take you wonder by wonder, over, sideways, and under, on a magic carpet ride. A whole new world, a new fantastic point of view. No one to tell us no, or where to go, or say we're only dreaming. A whole new world, a dazzling place I always knew. But now from way up here, it's crystal clear that now I'm in a whole new world with you. Unbelievable sights, indescribable feelings, soaring, tumbling, freewheeling through an endless diamond sky. A whole new world, don't you dare close your eyes. 100,000 things to see. I'm like a shooting star. I've come so far. I can't go back to where I used to be. A whole new world with new horizon to pursue. I'll chase them anywhere There's time to spare. Let me share this whole new world with you. A whole new world. A new fantastic point of view. No one to tell us no, or where to go, or say we're only dreaming. A whole new world. A dazzling place I always knew. But now from way up here, it's crystal clear that now I'm in a whole new world with you. Once again, feel the flow all around you. Feel your essence from 1,000,000,000 years ago making its way to this moment inside of this human body that can change the world with the blink of an eye and deliver to everyone a perfect life with perfect health and a magic future. Thank you for joining me. I am David.